This is Tim from Clutch. Put your horns up.
Bang, 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 bang! Vamonos, vamonos! Bang, bang, bang! Vamonos, vamonos!
From the Brooklyn Bowl, this is George Shifton from Horns Up Rocks, and I have the privilege today to be here with Tim Sult from Clutch. Welcome to Brooklyn, New York.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Lately, it hasn't been part of New York. You might as well just move here, man. It's the third show you do this year. Of course, you did the show with Motorhead, and that was a big one.
Yeah, that was a great show. Playing with Motorhead's always awesome. They're one of the best rock bands ever.
And what keeps you guys coming back to New York all this? I mean, we love you guys here.
You know what? It really doesn't seem like we've played New York a lot to me. You know, we came through with Black Label Society, we came through with Motorhead, but I'm pretty sure this is the first headlining show we've done in New York in quite a while, to tell you the truth. And it's probably been about literally 9 or 10 years since we played Brooklyn that I can remember.
Brooklyn has changed quite a bit since then.
Yeah. We played at L'Amour's, I think, last time with COC, the Pepper version of COC.
Now you guys are back here with COC, a different version, as you said. But most importantly, right now what people are wondering is what is in the pipeline for Clutch? I mean, I know you guys have been writing some new music, so when can people expect some new material?
We're slowly working on the new album. We've got a few songs. On the Motorhead tour, we started playing some new ideas. And at this point, we've probably got about 1 or 2, maybe 3 new songs that we could possibly deliver to the crowd. We might do that on this tour.
Oh, I see. And as far as like a record release, I mean, sometime next year or the year after, or what are you looking at?
We're looking at sometime early next year, I think. We'll record this year, most likely. I can't promise anything, but that's the plan now.
And when you guys started, how did the whole formation and how take us back into a little bit of a timeline of how Clutch came here today, from like 1990 to 2011, 21 years later?
Well, actually, the internet's wrong. We started in 91. But yeah, it does say that on Wikipedia that we started in 90. But it was actually 91. We got together. We wrote a few songs, and we ended up putting out our first 7-inch. The reason we got together really was just to play local shows, like around the D.C., Baltimore area, the 930 Club. And we pressed up a 7-inch and just started playing shows around D.C. and Baltimore. And I don't know, I guess we decided not to get real jobs and just keep up with it.
And keeping it simple, that's what you guys have always stood up. Like, you have a very simple rock and roll sound. You don't have all these crazy effects. It's all about the music with Clutch.
Yeah, it's all about the music and, just trying to write decent rock songs, I guess.
You've done pretty well with that.
So far, so good. I've got no complaints so far.
And as far as like the writing process, who comes up with what ideas? Is it usually you who like brings a riff into the studio, or is like a lot of interchanging?
It could be either or. I mean, Dan could bring in all the riffs to a song, Neil could bring them in, I could bring them in. We usually just get in a practice room at JP's house and just start hammering out riffs and lay down as many ideas as possible. And Neil will start adding some vocals. He'll start putting vocals on it, and next thing we know, we have a song.
So, Tim, you have a very unique signature sound. So why don't you take us into your, I mean, it is meat and potatoes, but take us into your rig. Tell people out there who might be like, how do I get that killer sound?
Well, as far as my rig goes, it's really a constantly changing entity. Today, I've got a Mad Amp head. It's just a 40-watt Mad Amp. It's not very loud on stage, but I really, really like the tone quite a bit. Mad Amp and Orange were originally the same company, so Mad Amps and Orange are very, very similar. But yeah, as far as what I'm playing, it could be anything. Some shows I'll just end up playing Marshalls and an SG, or another show I'll end up playing Oranges and a Les Paul. And for some reason, it all sounds a little bit similar. I think tone is really all in the hands as opposed to in the instruments and the gear and everything like that. But yeah, as far as my setup goes, it's a constantly changing entity. I have absolutely nothing that I always play. It could be anything.
And what dictates that change?
Just the kind of mood I'm feeling like. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like all I want to do is play Marshalls because they're more reliable. Other times I'll end up playing Orange heads they'll blow up on me. I'll get mad, stop playing Oranges for a while, then end up going back to them. You never know. Sometimes I'll just need money for rent and sell a Marshall or something. Right now I'm playing a Gibson Custom Shop 1960 reissue. It's got a very, very comfortable neck for a Les Paul. Usually I find Les Paul's necks are way too big for me, but the 60 reissues are great.
And when did you get that guitar?
Huh?
When did you get it?
Oh, I just got it like last week.
Brand new baby.
Yeah, I always freak out and sell all my gear and get new stuff, so tonight I have a new guitar.
Maybe that is what Clutch is all about. Always reinventing your sound and yourself and never doing the same thing twice.
Maybe.
I think so.
I hope so.
And before we got out of here, I mean, obviously today, as you were saying, is your return to Brooklyn. We can say that after 10 years. And what are your expectations for tonight?
Well, I'm expecting it to be a great show. This venue is definitely way bigger than I ever expected. I thought this place was just a tiny little hole in the wall, but obviously not. It's a pretty sizable venue. So it's going to be an awesome show, I think.
And just from hearing the sound check, I think you guys are going to sound phenomenal. I want to thank you, Tim, for the interview. Have a great show. And as I said before, New York City always welcomes you. I didn't say it as in like, don't come back. No, keep coming back. We love having you guys time after time because you guys always deliver.